Hey guys, Migs here, and in today's video, we're going to be beginning one of the coolest things I have ever done, and that is boosting the half-scale NASCAR. So a couple videos ago, I gave you some hints as to what I'm going to be boosting this NASCAR with, and it arrived in the mail. We have a couple packages here to unbox, and for some of you eBay shoppers, you may know what this number is, and I'll tell you guys in just a little bit. But before I begin, I just want to go ahead and say that I know a lot of you guys want me to swap out this engine and not to just waste parts on an engine like this. But even though this engine may not last, it'll probably blow up, but it'll go out in a blaze of glory. It'll look so sick. I want to go ahead and push the limits with this engine, see what I can pull out of it. Who knows, it could live and make some serious power. But if it does blow up, then the engine swap will happen, and that engine will probably be boosted as well. So we'll just see what we can do with this one. So these aren't all the packages for this little project. There's one more I need to get, along with some supplies and everything. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and do that, get everything ready, and then I don't know if we're going to get to installing everything in this video, but we could definitely get started just planning everything out, where it needs to go, and try and get this done. So this will be definitely way easier with a welder. I don't have a welder, I don't know how to weld, so I'm gonna see how I can do this. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and begin unboxing everything. I want to start off the two small ones and then we'll get to the good box. So put this to the side quick. Holy, this is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. So here, oh, dang, this thing is beefy. This is the smallest one I could find too. So here is our oil pump. This is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. It pumps 3.7 gallons per minute, so that should definitely be good enough. It's a 12 volt, so I can hook it right up to the battery, try and hook up a switch to it, so I can just switch it right on, and we'll have oil pumping. Pretty neat box. Okay, so since we're gonna have an oil pump, you need a oil reservoir, so went ahead and ordered this. Came with the tubes and all the fittings and everything, so this looks good. And here comes the big part. Most of you probably already know what this is, but I've not said it fully yet, so for those of you that don't know, you're in for a pretty sweet surprise. Got some gaskets, very odd packing stuff, little like pucks. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Oh jeez. So here we have, oh god, zip tie. The half-scale NASCAR, the NASCAR, the mini cup car, whatever you want to call it. It's new turbo. That is right, I'm going to be turbocharging the NASCAR. Now this is the smallest turbo I've ever seen in my life. It is way smaller than I thought it was going to be, so I guess that's a little bit easier for mounting. Supposedly this can make up to 14 pounds of boost from factory. It's supposed to come like, it can make like 8 pounds of boost, so it's definitely pretty neat. Here's a closer look at this thing. It is so cute. It has its own little wastegate, so I don't need to mess around with that. So now that I have everything in hand, besides the intercooler, which I'm still waiting on, but we can still plan everything out without that, I want to go ahead and find a place to mount this thing. Now, I wanted to do it something cool, like just like a random turbo up front or something, but that's a long distance of piping to get to the back of the engine, and with this little turbo and those long pipes, we're going to lose a lot of power. So it's got to be pretty close to the engine so the air doesn't need to travel that far. So I was thinking about mounting it maybe somewhere like over here, even though it'll be right next to my head. It's not really that much air being sucked in. So the exhaust will kind of need to travel kind of far, and then the intake will kind of need to go around. But with this, I'm probably going to run the carburetor within the pipe, so it's going to be kind of like a wet shot in a way. So there's definitely a lot of figuring out to do. What I want to go ahead and do is measure the size of the exhaust and the size of the exhaust of the turbo, and then the size of carburetor intake, so I can see the pipes that I need. Then we can make a Home Depot or Lowe's run, get everything going, and get started. The exhaust is just about an inch in diameter, and on the turbo, just shy of an inch. So I'm gonna have to get pipe that'll go down like a 1/16 of an inch from the size of the exhaust. So now I'm just gonna pull out the filter. Okay. And on here, about 2.5 inches for the intake. Then the intake going into the engine will be the diameter of this inner hole, so it's about 1 1/4 for the exit. So later on, I'm definitely gonna go write these all down, and then once we go to Home Depot or whatever, I'll have it all there and we could get exactly what I need. Now that we know the measurements, I need to go ahead and just finalize where I want the turbo, because so I can see what angle pipe I'm gonna need to order and how much I need. So if we were gonna mount it here, there would probably be definitely enough airflow, because with the body on, if I put it anywhere down here or anything, it's not gonna have that much airflow because there's the hole back here, but there's no windows. I'm probably gonna end up putting a windshield there. With the windows open, there should be enough airflow to get to the turbo and have sufficient airflow for it. The turbo's mounted right about here, you know, give or take a couple inches lower or higher. The intake's gonna have to come out, probably hit a 90, then another 90 up, then a 90 that way, and then 90 that way. So that's like 4 or 5 90s right there. And I mean, you usually want to try and make it flow as much as possible so the air can really just pour right in. Might have to adjust that a little bit. Then the exhaust is gonna have to travel quite a bit. It's gonna have to go out here, a 90 off the pipe there, straight, 90 up, straight, and then possibly a 90 straight into this. So that might have to travel a bit farther than I would like. And then the oil pump and everything should be pretty simple. Just mount it around the battery, run the switch probably in there, then just run the lines in and put the fitting in the turbo. So that shouldn't be too bad. Then probably mount it from the flame. Then probably just mount it, drill some holes in the frame over here, get some brackets just to hold this up nice and tight. Now what we need to do is get everything in motion, get exactly what I just said, the piping, the hoses, the mounts, the bolts, everything. So let's go do a Home Depot run and see what they got. Little cold start action. Thing needs an exhaust so bad. Stay tuned. Got the pipe. Alrighty guys, so I just got back from the hardware store, got my pipe, and I'm only gonna start off with just this because my friend helped me out there. He works there and he knows a lot about turbos and everything, so this is actually really good. He's gonna help me out do this turbo because he knows how to weld. He has a welder. He's done turbos in the past, so that's gonna be really good because I really want this to be done right and try and get as much boost as we can get into that engine as efficiently as we can. And they had the little like rubber like couplings that you can wrap around and everything, and I was going to do that for the charge pipe to go into the intake. We actually decided that we're going to do all aluminum everything because that'll get rid of the most heat, so we can have the coolest air going into the engine and try and get it in there as fast as it can. So even though it didn't seem like we got a lot done in this video, we did. This was kind of like a more planning out video, get everything ready, and then we'll get into the more physical work instead of the mental work in the next videos to come. So this is episode 1 of turbocharging the half-scale NASCAR. Next video, I guess we're gonna start mounting up everything, getting the turbo set up, the oil lines. So I'm definitely gonna be making a couple trips to the hardware store, that's for sure. Make sure I can get everything that I need. But I'm super psyched that he's down to weld it and bend the pipe and everything like that. So that's really awesome. But anyway guys, I'm gonna be ending the video here. Stay tuned for part 2 when we get this little project rolling. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Follow my social medias, Instagram and Snapchat I use the most. That will be on the outro of this video. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about the channel.